Welcome back to Hikes and Bikes. So I missed my normal Thursday video this week. I'm sorry. It'll be up as soon as it can be, but got pretty sick last week. But did do 41 miles on the trainer, 2.5 hours. That was fun. And then haven't rode since then because I've been rather sick. So it is, it's Friday the 5th, and we're looking at snowboarding for this coming week. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and assemble the ladies' new snowboard. We got a wonderful little freestyle beginner board, kind of more all mountain focused, but nice and soft so it's forgiving, be easy to learn on. And then we're going to put her on some interesting binding and boot combos, so hang out and figure out what that is. So we're focused on snowboarding for most of the coming season. We're going to be able to start Saturday, which is tomorrow, so filming this a little late, but yeah, we're going to get out there tomorrow and hit Telluride. We'll throw some of that in here because I bet that'll be fun. It'll probably be next week, realistically, by the time I get around to that footage, because this should come up by the time we're out for the weekend. Let's get into the snowboard build. So let's start off with the board. We got this beautiful thing. It is the CAPiTA Space Metal Freestyle, I believe. Space Metal Fantasy, my bad. But gorgeous design. Flamingo here. And then pretty basic base, but nice little clouds and stuff. We're going to get rid of this guy. We're going to use the factory wax for the first couple days. Get rid of these stickers inside later. But we're going to mount up the bindings and boots. We're going to get the bindings mounted on there. And yeah, let's see how that goes. Well, this sticker is in the way of the bindings, so I'm going to peel that off now if you want to watch me struggle. Oh, thank you, CAPiTA. Good sticker removal. That is so important. Let's leave that right there. Is this one going to do the same thing? Oh, it's coming off pretty easy. Oh, no, big strips. That's rude, CAPiTA. So, let's get into it. Here's the bindings we chose. It is the Step On's medium women's, because she's a size 7.5 boot. So this is 6.5 to 8.5 range on the bindings. These are in an interesting color. They should match the board well. Let's unbox this real quick. Always the wrong direction with the boxes. Here we go. Oh, yes. All of our disc and screws. And this. Wow. Look how pink that is. I don't know if the camera's really going to quite do that justice. What a beautiful color. Wow. Alright, to make it easy, just pop the bottom off there. Let's grab the other binding out. Alright, and that makes two beautiful pink bindings. Alright, so these guys are going to go on here like that. Roughly there. Okay, well, let's show you how to do that. So, I like to oh, that's very nice. Nice screw kit from Burton. Comes with the bindings. Here's the blocks that you put in the center of the binding. And this guy? I don't know what this guy's for, but we'll find a way to use them, right? Click keys on it or something? Alright. Well, to do these bindings, you pull up on the back here. There's a couple little teeth. I don't know how well that's going to show, but here, you just pull up on those guys. We don't knock the other binding over. Just pulling up here. They were a little hard. Oh man, that guy's in there. It is also cold out here. There we go. Alright, and then that's all it is. Nice and simple. You can fold this foam all the way forward. It retracts forward too. It slides in and out this way, if that helps. It is easier to pull it out to put them on for sure. But they do have sizes back here that we'll adjust in a little bit. So she's newer to snowboarding. She started last year. She does like to run regular and goofy. So we're going to run 12 degrees out on each side. And that's because she's slightly shorter. And based on what I've been running in the past and the mountains we do, I just think that's going to be the right fit for her. So I'll show you how to put these guys on. So this is the block style here. Is that GoPro recording? Let's see if that GoPro's still on. Oh no! Well, just found out that GoPro hasn't been recording the whole time, so sorry, you guys are going to have kind of a weird view. But it'll work out. There's a camera up there is why I look that way. I just found out that camera's been off the whole time, so some of those views from here are going to be kind of weird, but we'll cut them back and forth now. Alright, so we are going to run somewhere in the ballpark of 12 degrees on each side for her. So, I don't know if you can see that there very well. Is that focusing? There we go. There's little numbers. Let's see if I can point out 12-ish. That ridge there, roughly, where my finger is, should be 12. It's numbered. I don't know how well those numbers are coming through for you guys. We're going to do the 12 ridge. So hopefully this camera up here catches that. But what we're going to do is we're going to set that in the boot, or in the binding. And then I'm going to grab my screws out. Alright, so now we have all our screws out. I'm going to take my block. I shouldn't have set it down in there quite yet. And I'm just going to guesstimate. I don't know which holes they're using. Oh, don't pull the washer out like that. Not intelligent. So almost all bindings work on a 4-hole system. So there's 4 here. I happen to know that because of her height, she is dead center on these markers. Typically, what you want to do is you just want to go, not knock stuff over. Typically, to get this measurement, you just want to stand on the board on the ground. Just lay it out and stand on it. And where she stood was right here and right here, right over the marks. So I'm going to put her on the outside of the marks, which they tend to have a measurement. I'm not seeing it on this one. There is a default measurement on this guy from this point to this point, so I'll probably include that here if I can, just so you guys know what the measurement distance is. But we're going to do 12 degrees on each of these, and I am picky because I cycle a lot, and I know how rust goes, especially with sweat and water long term, so we're going to put some grease on each of these bolts, and then we're going to get everything assembled. And to put the grease on these, I'm just pushing the grease right to the tip, and then just pushing the screw in. We don't need a lot, just need enough to prevent any major rusting issues. And then I'm going to set that on the sticker so I don't have to clean grease off the board. Paintbrush is also really helpful for that. But I'm going to guesstimate 12 degrees there. And then we're going to line this bad boy up on the outer edge right there. Try to get out of the way of that camera. And she is at 12 degrees right there. And then let's find my screw holes. Found the first one. And there's the second one. And again, it's going to be hard to see. I'll show you guys on this binding. It has little teeth here that click into this back row. And each of those are a half size from 6.5 to 8.5. And then if you can see this arrow here, that arrow is what gives us our direction. There's an arrow right here and you just point it to that 12 degree tooth. So I'm going to lightly tighten in the first screw since I have one in line there. That way it doesn't move too much on me. Let's start tightening in the second screw since it's in line there. Oh, maybe not. I'm just going to... There we go. Got to push a little bit on this pair. There we go. Those are somewhat in. So I'm going to pop this guy out, put him in the correct screw hole, and that one should be lined up. So nice and snug, but we don't want to go too tight here. Just tight until it decides to stop. There we go. And I'm just moderately squeezing this. All right. So you guys don't want to see me do that one, so let's throw it on there. Alright, so she went with a 7.5 boot, so now we just got to adjust this portion here. So you just want to line up these little teeth that we looked at earlier in the bed here at the 7.5 marker. So I like to just count the clicks of the front, and then these will go right in. So from the top at 8.5, we need to go back 2 clicks to get to 7.5. So 1 click, boom, 2 click, and step, step, and that's the binding setup. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go all the way out. It's all the way out. So we go in 1 and 2. I did not love that one. Let's do that again. 1, 2. push, and then we got boots. So I'm only going to click this one in because I haven't removed all the stickers from here, but be a good representation. So to get these on, what you want to do is you want to aim your foot backward and not stomp, but press firmly into the boot, and that is going to set this tab here into this pocket back here, and these front two tabs in here. So when we do that, click. Well, make sure your toe clicks in. It's hard to do by hand sometimes. And then to remove, all you do is lift this lever on the left side and kick that foot forward, and then you're going to turn. It is a little hard to do by hand, but getting that tail up out of there, you tend to just go straight forward with it. Oh, let's get that in there. All right, so it's in there, and then you just pull lever, and you're going to kick your foot forward. It's kind of hard to do by hand, but with your leg, it's no problem at all. But yeah, there's a beautiful snowboard, but we're missing something. Anybody catch it? It's been hiding over here for a while. Every good board needs a stomp pad. I'm a big fan of the big pointy stomp pads because I think they work the best. Just because snow gathering and stuff like that tend to have a lot of snow on this back boot. Got to have somewhere to put that foot. So we are going to put it right here. And unfortunately, it's going to cover the body of the flamingo, but that's why we get clear. So then you can still see your design. So let's throw that guy on there. All right, so we're going to just peel this sticky off. And then just center it as best we can without interfering with the binding, because if I want to move this binding inward, she still needs to have room. So I'm going to give about a finger. That way if she wants to go a hole or two inward on her stance, she can. And I'm going to lay it right there in the center of the board. I'm going to use my finger to measure on both sides. It's pretty even. We're going to click her down in there. And it's adhesive, so I just give it a nice firm press, and then those spikes kind of hurt. So we're going to switch to our boot. Give it a nice firm press. Nice firm press. Nice firm press. All right. Well, voila, she's done. Well, it looks like we're done here. The whole board's together. We got our stomp pad on. We got bindings on. We got boots to go with it. Now we just got to strap in and ride. Let's see how our first couple rides go this weekend. I'll update you guys with that next week on how her learning goes. But I've got to get my board together still because I have two. And this early in the year, it's likely to be more all mountain boarding than powder boarding. So I'm going to throw my all mountain board together, and we will see you guys out there this weekend. Thanks so much for joining us on Hikes and Bikes. This is a fun time. Hope you enjoy the new tent setup on the filming. I'll try to get some Zwift rides in here soon on the trainer. I should be able to fit it right here. I'm thinking I got enough height there to be able to stand up on the bike and have fun out here. So yeah, look forward to it. Thank you guys for joining me out here, and see you next week.